Happy Friday. It's Mailbox Central. Come join me and let's see what came this week for the RKM Collection, week ending March 6th. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back to this week's episode of Mailbox Central. I apologize. It's been about 2 weeks since we last posted an update. Basically, we've been up to a lot. The girls have been busy and keeping dad busy. And as a result, the videos just had to drop for a week or so. But we're back this week. We have 4 new cards to share for the week ending March 6th. It's hard to believe it's already March. This weekend, this Friday, today is the start of the Phillies show here in Philadelphia. I plan on making my way over there tomorrow. I'll try to shoot a little bit of highlights, see if we can pick something up. Looking forward just checking out some of the vendors and seeing if there's anything there that we might add to the collection. Don't know if we'll add anything, but always worth a look and a chance to say hi to some friends and also a chance to hang out with my son for a little bit. So we'll be at the Philly show this weekend. Good luck to everyone that's going. Hopefully you find something you like. And so we have 4 new cards this week for the RKM collection. This will highlight kind of what came in over the last 2 weeks, basically, since we missed last week's episode. My youngest, she had her field hockey tournament. I know we celebrated my oldest daughter's field hockey tournament last episode. Well, she's had hers and she also won. So congratulations to her field hockey team. Also, middle of doing some vacation planning, and I volunteer with our local CYO, and we had our boys basketball tournament we hosted last weekend. So between the basketball tournament, the field hockey tournament, just a little too much for me to get the videos done. We did have a good video of Pack Attack my daughter created. She ripped a box of Stranger Things. So if you had a chance, go check that one out. But that's enough of me talking. I know you guys are here to see the cards. So let's see what came this week. All right, so we had 4 cards that came this week in the mail for the RKM collection, and we'll just go ahead and get started here. We'll just go in chronological order based off of when the cards came out. So the first card is this. It's the T206 Piedmont Jake Beckley. Now, this Jake Beckley card is part of our Hall of Fame T206 collection. You can see the centering's a little off top to bottom, but overall, pretty nice card as far as the centering left to right. The background solid. There's no clear marks or anything like that in there. So really happy with this a new member for our Monster collection. Jake Beckley, for those who aren't aware, solid first baseman. He batted over 314 times in a 20-year career. So it's a big time player here. Obviously in 1909, he also managed with the Kansas City Blues. So I think that's the card that's noted on his jersey there, as you can see. And then he umpired in the Federal League for 1 year after he was done playing. So career baseball guy, passed away relatively young age, but he was elected to the Hall of Fame in 1971. And this is a Piedmont, so pretty common back. You'll see, again, you got that eBay sticker on there. But again, pretty clean back with the Jake Beckley here. And that's the first card, part of the collection added this week. Our second card here is going to be a 1957 Topps Ted Kluszewski this is a member of this card's in the 300 greatest cards of the 20th century book collection that we're working on. This is Ted Kluszewski's. I've always loved this card. of Ted. Obviously, the no sleeves with the Cincinnati Reds jersey. It's a classic baseball card, and obviously Ted was a big power hitter and prided himself on his strength and his upper body build. So again, classic card from the 1957 top set, right up there with the key Hall of Fame rookies. Ted himself was a pretty good player, and again, a big time power guy, another first baseman, just like Jake Beckley. And again, this is his 57 tops. Look on the back; it's pretty clean as well, and highlight some of his earlier years, and some of his stats there. But yeah, again, can't complain with Jake. Very good player, big power guy. Home run totals 56, 35, and 40, 55. He had 47, 49 in 54. So big home run guy. Big power bat in the mid 50s. There was Ted Kluszewski. So this is his 1957 tops. And again, added this as a part of our 300 great cards of the 20th century collection. Next card is going to be part of our Frank Robinson set we've been talking about. This is the 1966 tops Frank Robinson that I referred to a few weeks back. This is the first Orioles card in our collection, but you can see he's still in his Reds uniform, without a cap there, and they use that image there to create his 66 tops card. Frank Robinson, obviously, kind of underrated for his era. I mean, everyone knows he's a great player, but you don't hear his name mentioned with some of the other great guys in that 500 home run club. And his name definitely deserves to be there. Obviously, won the Triple Crown in both leagues, different times of his career. The Twins had kind of given up on him, or the Reds had given up on him, and then that's when he came over to Baltimore and proved them wrong. They thought he was starting to age out, and were looking for some youth, and the Orioles took advantage. And then we all know how that worked for Baltimore over the next 6-7 years after that. Obviously going to the World Series his first season in 66, again in 69, 70, and 71. He was a key player on those teams and kind of that piece that put him over the top. So again, Frank Robinson here in the 66 tops, and again, great card for our Frank Robinson collection. And that leaves one card remaining. So let's hop into the last card. And this is the 1971 tops Steve Garvey. Now, the 71 tops Steve Garvey, obviously 71 tops is a tough card to get, only in that the black borders are notorious for chipping. So this is a pretty good example, I thought, of 71 tops. Centering's a little off, which is why it's not like a higher grade, but it's still a very good example, pretty clean. And the 71 tops Garvey. Now Garvey, is also part of the 300 great cards of the 20th century. But I think when you look at Steve Garvey, especially if you compare him to even like some of his other players like Ron Say, probably not the best Dodger from that era, but he was a long-standing Dodger, and as a result, is kind of synonymous with that organization and that era, the 70s. People know who Steve Garvey is, but again, probably not the greatest player, or he probably gets a little more recognition than maybe what he earned on the field. But Steve Garvey, 71 tops, and then we'll flip it over, show the back as well. The 71 tops. Again, get the black and white photo of him on the back. And this is his rookie issue. So again, not much of stats line there for Steve. As his first year in the Pro Ball was in 1968, and by this point he'd only played a lifetime record total of like 37 games. So very early in his career with the 71 top Steve Garvey. But again, 71 tops, really hard issue. to get in a higher grade with the black borders. I always liked the look of the 71 tops. I'm a big fan of 86 tops with their black. So I think there's something about that black border that really makes these cards pop. And then you got the classic 70s retro look with the bright colors to go along with it. So always a fan of the 71 tops issue. And this was the fourth card, we added to the RKM collection this week. So again, great week overall. Actually 2 weeks, like we were talking about. All right, and that's it. That's our 4 cards for this week for the RKM collection. We had the Jake Beckley T206, and then we had the Ted Kluszewski 57 tops, the 66 tops Frank Robinson, and the 71 tops Steve Garvey. So those are the 4 cards that came this week for the RKM collection. Thanks for watching along. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And we'll catch you guys next week. And hopefully we'll have some highlights from the Phillies show to share with you then. Catch you later.